FTW. You mad? FT. Holy crap. Looks like Udyr was attempting to get a gank there. I thought Annie was going to have to pop the flash, but she survived. W Broadcasting here for the win. What's going on, everybody? It's Awall, and joining me on this cast is MBD and KOT, the FTW crew. We're also posting this video up on the TGN League of Legends channel. How's it going, everybody? We've got a high ELO match here for you. On average, these are about 2100 ELO. I'm going to shut up and let MBD introduce the red team. Whoa, looks like there was a kill already.
All right, I hope you were watching that. We saw Lux and Draven, as you know from the title screen, taking out the tree down below. So we'll go ahead and introduce my team. Up top, we've got Sealbatron playing as Nidalee. In the mid, we've got Clicks as Ahri. I'm a big fan of Ahri lately. In the jungle, we've got Juancito X as the Udyr. Juancito. I think that's Juancito. We've got Money Shot 69 playing as the Draven, and she just went back to base, but Forgiving Truck. I don't know why, but I really like that name. Forgiving Truck as the Lux. And I'll pass it over to the King of Town for the blue team.
Now on the blue team, starting at the bottom, since that's where we're at, we have Katsuro here playing Shen, and Brandino here, sounds like some kind of, I don't know, Jersey Shore guy, playing the tree, if you will.
I like to call him the tree.
I like to call him the tree, too. Then we have what appears to be a jungle Ezreal here taking out these wraiths. New to the jungle Ezreal, that should be interesting. We have Annie, Dark One Ness, something, Dakliness, I don't know. Whatever. We have Reverse Annie in the mid here, and then, at the top, not currently in the top.
There's action down at the bottom. Money Shot 69 is in big trouble here against the Shen and the tree, as we call him. And down he went. That is a very interesting bottom lane.
That is an interesting bottom lane. I'm sorry, you were the top introduction. Who's this up top? Looks like it's a Kale versus a GG Nidalee. How do you like that matchup, Kingo?
That actually has potential to be really interesting. They're both champions who can harass from range, and it's a little unusual. Usually, it seems to me the meta's changing a little bit because you don't see the very strict bruiser top play anymore. You still see bruisers top, certainly, but it's not quite so strict. You'll see ranged, you'll see semi-ranged, like Kale up top.
You'll definitely see those kind of pseudo support characters like Nidalee, and you will see the hyper carries like Kale.
I love Kale. Kale getting very aggressive, too, and this Nidalee getting aggressive. I think we're going to see an early duelist kill there.
We've got action in the mid here, though.
I see that. Udyr kind of getting aggressive, not really able to decide whether he wants to go Annie or wants to go Ezreal. I would not go Ezreal. Ezreal's going to be able to escape. Now Udyr getting triple teamed, forced to flash out, and now the Ahri's in trouble. I have a feeling Ahri will get away, though.
Well, Ahri doesn't have any escape mechanisms. How's she going to get away?
Well, she's level, so right now she doesn't.
Oh, man, even more action in the river here. Both teams getting very aggressive, but blue team right now has 4 players in the river. It looks like this Draven was completely doomed. Lux and the rest of the red team is forced to pull back. Will Udyr survive right now?
Wow, that overall just not very well executed on the red team at all. There was multiple points in that engagement where they were just basically coming in really bad situations. All 4 of the blue teams, 2 of them would come in, and all 4 of the blue teams. Oh, and Udyr actually uses the bush to juke the Ezreal, and Draven's asking if this is a normal game. I don't know. Is it? I don't think it is.
I missed that kill, and it looks like Udyr literally survived with 6 HP in that exchange, just with a quick juke before Ezreal could nuke him.
Yeah, it was actually a pretty nice juke there. Look at Nidalee with very little HP on the opposing team's lane. I mean, bush, you see that? Wow.
There was a ping there, so blue team was aware that she was in the bush, but it didn't look like Kale could head that direction because Kale was so low on health. One Nidalee spear could have ended that.
And what I just saw there, we almost saw Annie blow up Ahri there. She gets away with very little health again.
Wow, there's a lot of aggression early game. I'm barely able to keep up with all of it.
Yeah.
Tree getting aggressive in the bottom lane. Draven, is Draven doomed once again?
It's going to be pretty close on his part.
Woo! He already died twice at the 7-minute mark. 3 deaths would be devastating to him in the long term.
I have to say, I have seen Draven a couple times. I've played against him a few times. I've never seen any really impressive Dravens, and I don't know if it's just because the champ is still pretty new, or if his kit is just not as good as it always kind of seems like they will be on paper. You know, every time you see the champion spotlight, you're like, oh, that sounds OP. But I don't know, a very cool champion. I really like him conceptually, but I just don't know how he fares generally in sort of competitive play.
I think it's the skill cap issue. The fact that his moves are very skill-based, very Twitch-based, and I feel like, you know, because of the difficulty to just execute his basic moves, you're really only going to see his true potential from professional players.
Yeah, I agree with that. And we've just got running around the lizard here.
God, what the hell is going on this game? This is just crazy purple madness. Finally, the counter jungle gets completed by Udyr. He just wanted to come in here and steal a red. Instead, he did ring around the rosy like 7 times around the red. This is bananas. Ezreal dying again. Draven picking up that kill. But now the tree going buck wild, trying to retaliate against Draven. Looks like Draven will escape.
Yeah, it was not enough. He went in there, but he was all alone. Now Shen, getting a nice charm by Ahri there. Oh, is it good? Oh, very, very nice there by Ahri. Picking up that away as his health potion was just not quite enough to keep him up. So this is just a nuts game right now.
This is crazy. You know, a lot of people ask...
Really sloppy, actually. And that's
yeah,
kind of
they're
what
like, there's
exciting.
no way this is high elo. I'm telling you guys, it's average over 2,000 with these games. And if you want to submit your 2,000 plus elo game, send it over to us, ftwbroadcasting at gmail.com. Send us the LOL replay file. As long as you recorded it June 2012 or later, we should be in good shape to cast your game.
And please make sure you had the spectator mode checked.
Yeah,
that is an
very
option
important.
in LOL replay. It's not on by default, so make sure you check it out.
So despite all this craziness, what do you think of this bottom lane matchup, this Lux Draven combo versus this Tree Shen? Really unorthodox combos on both sides.
I would say the Lux Draven is very unorthodox. That's your very standard range support. Lux is probably not one of the more common supports, but she is very strong, especially if you want to be aggressive. She does have that hold that can hold both of the opponents, and she's got the slow with a nice nuke. So I like Lux as a support. I think she's very strong, and I'm happy to see her. As far as the basic double support from the Shen and Tree, two of the most annoying supports to have to lane against, but laning against them together, I wouldn't even know where to begin.
I don't know
begin
either.
hugging my tower and then sort of end the laning phase there as well. Personally.
Crying.
Well.
Just targeting Shen, barely able to do any damage to Shen. It's just amazing. Like 2v1, I don't care. I'm Shen. And that's why he gets banned so often. And this top lane is just so aggressive. These characters going back and forth. But for the most part, Kayle is pushed up against his against her tower. Is that going to affect Kayle's farm in the long term, though?
I don't think so. If you look at it, she has... Well, she's got close to the most, and then she gets tower dove there. But Shen with the save... So
Nice
much
job,
for that
Shen.
tower dive.
Yeah.
Yeah, really being aware of that one. He actually... He started the ultimate. You saw it when the shield went up, and he actually then broke it and didn't go up there. Interesting.
Wow.
Once they backed off, he broke the ultimate channel.
Ahri did some fantastic juking in the mid, trying to avoid this gank from Ezreal. Gonna pull off a kill on Ezreal in the end, forcing Annie to miss the Tibbers drop along the way.
Wow. That was really nice. The charm by Ahri was really good. Their charm is a very, very effective maneuver. It's one of the best CCs in the game, I feel. Just the fact that it makes you just walk towards them, so it puts them in perfect position for the rest of her moves. It obviously just fits her kit so well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Ahri's still very strong even after her, in quote, nerf. I hate it when people take what are basically minor tweaks and start calling them nerfs.
Well,
but
I guess in theory, depending on a nerf. A nerf is anything that technically makes the character, quote-unquote, less powerful. And she was a little skewed, so it made her slightly less powerful. So on a technical aspect, I guess it is a nerf. But it wasn't like, oh my god, she sucks now. It just kind of tweaked her a little bit. Made it so she had, if she wanted to do a lot of damage, she actually had to build for a lot of damage instead of building tanky.
Right, it made her pick, and you can still go Rod with her and make her sort of a tanky-ish AP, but I honestly haven't seen anybody do that. She's really designed as an AP assassin, and so now her her numbers really fit that, and I like that a lot better.
Yeah, I agree.
It really wasn't fair before, especially considering, ultimate when she could.
You could just go do tons of damage by going Rylai's and just be really tanky and have a slow, and just it was annoying.
She was too diverse. Yeah, she could do it all. You're right. The kit was too diverse. It looks like blue team is going to be completely screwed in the bottom lane. Can they at least get a kill on Draven before this thing goes down? Because we've got a double gank here from Udyr and Ahri. Oh boy, that's going to be a complete cleanup. If anybody can survive it though, it's Shen. And no, he does not get away, and Ahri picks up that kill.
Yeah, that is what you will see a lot with the Ahri, the roaming with the jungler for that double gank there. She does rely on the roam to pick up a lot of kills.
Correct me if I'm wrong here, guys, the roam in general becoming a much more popular tactic. I'm seeing a lot of mids starting to roam to the top, and seeing a lot of bots starting to roam to the mid. It's just a common tactic now.
Well,
it's certainly more common.
Well, absolutely. Well, one of the nice things about being mid is that you have a fairly short distance to top and bottom. It's usually warded, but if you take the smarter, less traditional, less direct routes, you can usually get in there without being seen. And if you can pick up those kills, then you put yourself ahead, even if you lose a little farm in your lane. And even if you can't pick up those kills, sometimes you can pick up a tower, which is good.
Whew. Another big fight there in the top. Kayle ended up popping her ultimate, chasing down the Nidalee. Nidalee turns it right around, and better run, she says. Nice trash talk there.
Some healthy smack talk's always good. And
indeed.
The Nidalee is up by 20 CS right now, so able to press that early game advantage. Will Kayle be able to scale into late game and become that huge hyper carry we were talking about earlier? That's yet to be seen. Yeah, go ahead.
Kayle is one of those champions. I kind of actually feel the same way about Fizz. She can struggle early game, but be able to farm like a beast. When she kind of hits mid game, gets a little more damage in her build, and she can really push those creep waves down. She can get a lot of creep kills, and so even if she's not doing great in the beginning, as long as she can start to put together her builds, she can make up for it in the mid game.
Looks like she's trying to compensate for that right now too with triple Doran's Blade. Just trying to up her power level early in the game. That's interesting. I actually haven't seen that often with the triple Dorans. Normally, I've seen one Doran's and then moving into the big item at that point.
Double Dorans you see a lot.
You do see the double Dorans, and if you're struggling a little bit and you're losing, the triple Dorans is very common now. But I've of course seen a lot of IE Kales lately after the Dorans.
Dragon being picked up by the red team here at the 15-minute mark. A bit of a late Dragon, but they've been so busy killing the blue team. Up by 8 kills already.
Yeah, 8 kills and what is that, 7,000 gold?
Yeah, it's a pretty ridiculous lead at this point. Blue team going to try to chase down this Draven. Don't think it's going to work out.
No, unfortunately. And we have not seen a lot out of this jungle Ezreal.
No, we actually tried to cast a game earlier where we had our clients freeze that had a jungle Ez, and so apparently a new thing. I don't really know what the deal with it is, but I just haven't seen it be very effective.
Just pick up a cloth armor with anybody, a couple health pots, and you're good. Jungle with anybody.
I mean, you can, actually, absolutely. Kale's in a rough spot here.
Kayle is in a rough spot. If these two aren't going to kill Kayle, the group coming in will. And he's there for some collateral damage. Good decision to pull back there, as Udyr would have well, let's see what's going to happen here. Shen now with the taunt. Is Annie going to get the Tibbers drop?
She wants it. She wants it bad.
She wants it bad. Now she's getting grilled. She's going to, no. Yeah,
came way too close to that bush.
Yeah. Wise decision to flash out there instead of Tibbers dropping.
Could have saved that flash. She had pretty much know that Udyr was in that bush, so, don't really understand what the motivation behind going there at all was, but...
Maybe it was a bit of a panic in that situation.
Yeah, and that is a lot, since seeing from the blue team, a lot of running kind of like chickens with their heads cut off here. Not a lot of just direct engagements, engaging at the time. As you see, we've just seen a lot more coordination from the red team.
What I really want to see is Draven do something. Like I said, I've never seen a really effective Draven. I've never seen his kit put to good use. I really want to see a Draven be really effective. I really want to understand how a Draven goes about doing that. I really
give it about 4 weeks.
Yeah, Draven might have the same sort of issue, same sort of comeuppance as Freewind Lee Sin did, where Freewind was considered underpowered for a very long time. He got some buffs. People started playing him, and then they realized he was overpowered and had to tweak him back down. So you might see that with Draven. I hope so.
Haven't seen any effective usage of his ultimate. I've seen a lot of people try to pick up those kills, you know, they know somebody across the maps in the bush with no health, and they try to use that ultimate to kill them in the bush before they can get back. Haven't actually seen it work out though. The idea is good, but the execution, nobody has the execution on lock yet.
His ultimate is kind of slow, and it's definitely going to be challenging to use. I feel like even though it's global, you might be better to put it into effect in shorter ranges because you can snap it back and do more damage. So, like in a team fight, if you can position yourself properly so that you know, all of your opponents are in basically a line, you can send it out, snap it back.
Well,
use it
you saw what he just did there, right? He just got a blue steel with his ultimate, so there was a good use for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I guess.
You're just thoroughly not impressed with Draven right now. There's nothing glorious about him, huh?
But I just haven't seen him do anything.
Wow, fantastic Lux ultimate. The GG Nidalee came in there and finished off the job. That was a great Lux ult. Unfortunately, unable to save Nidalee. Shin picked up the kill there, and it looks like Kale picked up the kill on Draven up in the woods. Missed that because the rest of the action was going on. Lux forced to flash across the tree line to save her life.
Yeah, I think the deal with Draven is ranged carries tend to have a higher, not a higher skill. He obviously has a high skill cap, but ranged carries tend to take a little while before people get their rhythm down. And that combined with a skill cap is really what I think is why you're not just seeing him and just really explode and really super effective just yet.
Right. He'll be OP in a month. Predictions. All right.
Predictions. I don't know about that.
We're putting our money on it.
I'm not putting any money on it.
No money.
He'll still be no Graves.
Yeah, that's true.
Graves is so good. Graves' kit has been great from the beginning. And,
yeah, Graves will always be good.
Tanky AD. It's OP, man. It's OP. Conceptually, it's OP.
Yeah.
I actually really like changes they made to him. Also, sort of technically a nerf, but they changed him so that you have to get in people's face in order to do damage, and that's how he should be played. So happy with that on the whole.
Ezreal getting finished out there. Udyr doing a great job of focusing Ezreal that whole fight. Draven surviving with virtually no health. Just with the kite. KO went down as well. Red team with the big advantage. Are they going to do a 3-lane push now?
I don't know. I think they're just gonna wait for the other team to surrender. There it is.
Whoa. Just like that. Wow, the gold advantage in the end. 10K at the 20-minute mark. Probably a wise surrender by the blue team. Cut your losses. Move into the next match. MBD, what would you say is the the top factor this game that caused the red team to pull ahead so quickly?
Easily, it was just better organization. Clearly, the better execution. They committed to team fights rather than two of us. Oh no, wait, no, run back. No, now that two of us will run in and die. And no, oh, now the other two that ran away will run in and die. And also 0-6 Ezreal. Jungle Ezreal.
Yeah, those are great points. KOT, do you have any different points, or would you agree with MBD's assessment on the critical point of the match here?
Draven OP. Nerf Draven.
Draven OP. Draven! Love that Draven music. Number one factor, man. Those Ezreal ganks were completely ineffective. Ezreal just
What Ezreal ganks?
Right, exactly. He did have one effective attempt in the mid, but Ahri was able to really excellently micro and juke out of it, and ended up killing Ezreal along the way. So Feeder Ez, we're reporting Ez. Thank you so much for watching this cast, ladies and gentlemen. We really appreciate it. Submit your 2000 ELO Plus game to us. ftwbroadcasting at gmail.com. Make sure you have spectator mode checked. Make sure it's 2000 ELO Plus, and attach that sucker in an email to us. Video description below for that email address if you don't understand what I'm saying. Link up in the top left-hand corner to our playlist. Link in the top right-hand corner to our channel. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Thanks for casting with me, MBD and KOT. I appreciate it.
Anytime.
You're welcome.
They're doing me a favor. All right, guys.
Our time is very valuable. We're in high demand.
Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next cast.
you know, my tens of fans want to hear me.
Hey, I've got Twitters.
You've got Twitters. You don't even know what that is.
FTW.